everyone, and welcome to the talk show where we explore issues shaping our world. Today, we are discussing a topic that affects all of us, the impact of AI on the society, with a focus on gender representation and media influence. I am your host, Oinkosola Jennifer Isikaye, and here we'll be discussing these issues. On the show today, we have a distinguished guest with us in person of Dr. Wale Balogun, a seasoned journalist, immediate past special advisor to the former Vice Chancellor of Federal University, Oye-Ekiti, Professor Sunday Abayomi Fashino. He has extensive experience in media and journalism. We are very honored to have you here, sir.
I am grateful for you having me here.
Good morning, sir.
It's Sikaye, right?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, could you please tell us about yourself? Tell us about your experience in journalism and in media.
All right. I am, as you have rightly put it, Dr. Wole Balogun. My full name is Adewale Kehinde Balogun. I'm a lecturer currently with Federal University, Oye-Ekiti, and soon to move to the University of Lagos, also as a lecturer.
Wow.
Uh, I started as a journalist. I started my career as a journalist with the Sun newspapers in Lagos. I was there for more than a decade,
Hmm.
after which I was transferred as a reporter in Ekiti. I was operating in Lagos State. I was writing more as an investigative reporter with the Sun newspapers. And then from there, I was transferred to, by way of promotion. That time, it was like a triple promotion because I had largely used 3 years with the Sun newspapers when they transferred me in 2014 to here in Ekiti State, where I worked with people like the former governor of Ekiti State, uh, Chief Ayodele Fayose, and some other top politicians. But my major assignment as a journalist then was to cover the states for my national daily. That's the Sun newspaper. So after spending like 6 years doing that, in 2019, because of my long time aspiration to be a lecturer and then to work in an environment where I could, bring on, because I've always been a teacher all my life. While I was before I gained admission into the university in 1999, I was teaching in a private school. So I had this natural flair for teaching, for imparting knowledge. So that's why I chose to come into the academia in 2019, and that was why I became a lecturer with this very wonderful department, theater and media
Yeah,
art
arts.
department, Federal University,
Yes, sir.
Oye-Ekiti. So I haven't worked here for so I've been so but then in 2021, the immediate past vice chancellor of this great university, Professor Sunday Abayomi Fashina, found me worthy, perhaps because of my relationship with him. I've been assisting the university
University.
on media issues or matters. So, but he found me worthy to be appointed as his special advisor on media matters
Yes.
in 2020. That was in March 2021, and I served him till till his tenure
Tenure ended.
lapsed, which was this year, February 10, 2026. So I sat for 5 years, and here we are. I mean, I'm lecturing. You guys are my students to the glory of God.
Thank you so much, sir. And we have a question for you, sir.
Okay.
Sir, from your perspective as a media professional, who do you think should be held accountable for AI biases? So, do you think the media should be held accountable, the developer, the society, or we, the users?
Good, very wonderful question, and very, very important for your generation as
Yes.
young stars, trying to, making effort now to go into the world there and conquer the world. First of all, what do we mean by AI biases? You see, it is tagged AI biases, but I think it should be tagged AI users biases because the AI itself is a product of technology and is a product of advancements in technology, an effort, a very wonderful effort that humans have been able to create
Hmm.
to advance, our society. It's mainly a significant development in technological advancements, but the bulk mainly stops at how we use it. Those of us who have the knowledge or been trained in using AI, AI itself is a computer system, some of those computer systems that are used to perform human, very,
Very
very important
important.
human activities that has to do with intelligence. You know, the difference between we humans and animals is that we have what we call intelligence. We have intellect. We are intellectual in nature. And what does that mean? We know the difference between the right and the
The
wrong.
wrong.
And we have the capacity, the capability to actually choose which way is wrong and
And
which
which
way
way
is
is
right.
right?
But you see, human beings have a way of maneuvering their way. We all have ways of, in the search for fulfillment, in the search for, in the quest to want to make it in life.
Yes.
You have everyone that uses AI now manipulating it to suit their own
Desire.
desires. So gender representation basically has to do with how does the media, okay, see or portray the expectations, the abilities, the societal roles that are assigned to men and women. You know, anything gender has to do with relations between men and women.
Women.
But come to think of it, here, gender, we need to also put gender in proper perspective. There is the conception of gender or perception of what is gender locally and internationally.
International.
Now, if you look at that, I wouldn't know if you guys, if you were lucky enough or fortunate enough to watch the experimental performance of Snakes and Snacks
Yes.
by Associate Professor
Professor
Tosin
Otume.
Tume.
Yes.
There is the localized perception of gender, and there is the global perception of gender.
Gender.
Let me bring it simpler. The localized perception of gender in Nigeria context is that you are a woman, I am a man. What is inside of you, your compositions are different. Your physiological compositions are
Compositions.
different from mine. You have a bumpy chest, while I have a flat chest. You have something in you that I don't have. So, but in the global sense, that's gender locally now in the Nigeria context. Why locally in Nigeria we identify what is gender to be? You are a woman, I am a man, and our physiological differences of, like I cited earlier, uh, a bumpy chest of a woman and the flat chest of a man, and other physiological features like that. But in the global context of what is gender, there is what we now call gender construction, artificial gender construction. People are beginning to, as I am now, for instance, we have a Bobrisky in Nigeria. As I am now, for instance, I can decide to reconstruct my gender. I am, first of all, I'm a male. I can become bisexual by asking the
doctors.
technological experts to make me both male and
And
female.
female.
In which case, I will now have a prick or a penis and a vagina beside it. There are also naturally constructed bisexuals too.
Yes.
Okay, but that is natural. But now it is becoming an artificial thing. You can decide to be a man. So in the global context now, when you go to like Europe or America, you don't say that there is what we call a male, a female,
And
a bisexual. Okay, so and then you also have intermarriage between all these. So
Yes.
the construct of gender has expanded.
Expanded.
Now, who to blame? What actually is AI biases, especially relating to gender representation?
Representation.
Gender representation has to do with how is the media empowered by the AI, because the media now uses AI mostly in representing the society. Gender is an aspect of the society. Now, how does gender biases occur? It has its origin from societal expectations. The roles society expects from male and female. In Nigeria, for instance, let's take for instance, for particular in Yoruba society, when it comes to gender relations in marriage, the expectation of the Yoruba society or the Nigerian society is that the man is the head
of the family.
The woman must respect the man.
Yes, sir.
The man will now provide for the family. That is, and then so in that way, you now see that there is no equal rights, and that is where the biases starts coming from.
Yes, sir.
If you are a media user now or an AI user, you are going to, if you want to represent that society, you are going to put it that way. Otherwise, you may be, injuring the ego or the sensibility of the owners of that culture.
Yes.
But if you were to represent gender to a global society, you are going to have to balance it, because the global society does not believe in that kind of arrangement where the man is placed
is
above
above
the
the
woman
woman. They
in
believe
marriage.
in
They
equality.
believe in equal rights.
Yes, sir.
In fact, they believe that if the woman has the capacity, the woman can be the breadwinner
No,
of the
family.
family.
Yes, sir.
So you understand? So the biases is, I would say, why when you talk about blaming the who to
Blame.
put the blame on now,
Yes, sir.
the society first of all, the expectations of the society, the culture of the society, first of all, is fundamentally. In fact, I wouldn't want to even place any blame. Okay,
Hmm.
for me, I would not want to place
Place
any
any
blame.
blame.
But because the AI user is actually, if he wants to be, because there is another thing in using AI too. You also need to be fair. That's why the tendency is there for us to say we want to put a larger blame on the user,
Sir.
because it depends on what's the intent of
Of
that
that
user.
user.
For instance, let me quickly cite this example. If you are a blogger, for example,
Yes, sir.
and you are using AI to create your stories. If you belong to the Nigerian society and you want to represent the Nigerian culture, you are not going to be introducing bisexuality
No.
in your narrative.
No.
It will offend the Nigerian
Nigerian audience.
That was what happened in the case of King of Boys when they had legal battle. Because King of Boys, the representation of Lagos, the culture of Lagos, especially with the Eyo tradition, was killed
Wow.
in that performance, in that film. And that's why the custodians of that culture, Lagosians, took them to court. So the AI users has got to be very, very
Be
careful,
careful.
because you got to be fair, you got to be balanced, you got to be well informed about the society you want to portray. So let me just rest it in that. I don't know if I've answered the question.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We got to know that the blame can't really be placed on anybody,
On any parties
on any
per se.
party. Yes, sir.
On the basis of the fact that the society is the source of that
Of that
narrative.
narrative.
The media user or the AI user
Yes.
has also got to be careful. But AI users also have their reasons for wanting to put up biases.
Yes, sir.
And then when we talk about biases has to do with what culture produced that biases. What you might even be calling biases in the real sense of it might not be bias. Because, for instance, the Yoruba culture that says that a woman must respect
Your husband.
another aspect, another narrative, or another norm about marriage. I'm just citing that as an example. There are so many examples to cite.
Yes, sir.
When a woman is married into a Yoruba man's
family
home, to a Yoruba man,
Yes.
the first marriage to that that the woman is responsible for is the family of that man.
Yes, you must marry the family first.
Yes, they come first before the man himself, because they believe that when things go wrong, families can come in, and that's why
Settle
the
it.
Bible say it's better to have a bad husband and good
family
in-laws
than to have
having
bad in-laws and good husband. Wow.
You see, so there is commonality, and that's how it runs in most African societies. But if you are going to use AI to now put up your narrative in the media, the media and social media and all that, either YouTube or anything, you must represent that society as unique to that. I mean, you must represent that culture as unique to that society. To the foreign or global audience, they might say, wow, what is this? They will see it as bias.
Yes.
But it's not bias.
It's not.
It's actually representing culture.
Right.
The same way when when we are having during the question and answer section of that performance, the one I referred to, I got shocked by a bisexual staying with a naturally female personality.
Yes,
so, and then my culture shock became quite evident at the point that Fukile was trying to make sexual advances, because with Fukile's physiology, emotionally and psychologically, she'll be having both male and female sexual urges.
Yes.
So when she sees a female, she will have her sexual urge will gravitate towards her. When she sees a male, so that is basically why the artificial construction of that gender actually constructed that for her, so that she can be gravitating towards, so she can enjoy both male and female. But for you and I, you can only naturally gravitate towards a male. Why? So I think let me put it that way.
Thank you so much, sir. Now we would like to involve our audience. I'm sure our audience has gained valuable insights from the discussion so far. I may ask question. Actually, you have a question already. I'm going to use the question out for you, sir.
Okay.
Sir, how would you describe the intersection between AI, gender relations, and media today?
The intersection between AI, gender relations, and the media. You see, the media is central to this intersection, that
Yes,
is
sir.
the triangular relationship. The society owns the culture. The media, represents the culture.
Yes.
AI is a catalyst. The media is the one that, represents what happens in the
In
society.
society.
Whatever is happening, the media put it on
Up.
there.
Yes, sir.
AI is used as an instrument, as a catalyst
As a
to actually help or enhance media representation,
mediation.
media influence. There is a very sensitive way the media can influence the society and even alter its culture. The media operator or the media disseminator must be balanced in
Balance.
representing the society, in bringing up, because they can set agenda. Setting agenda means they can bring an idea
And a new
and
idea.
make the society to buy it.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the work of the media.
Aha. So, but and they use the AI to actually,
So
AI
to
gives
make
you
it
a lot of
attractive.
opportunities for
Yes.
you to make things, to create things and make things so beautiful, so attractive that
Attractive.
people will
To
just
be
buy. They
enticed.
will have the tendency to buy into it. They will be enticed. That's the word.
Yes, sir.
Buy into it. But while doing that, please be balanced, be fair, be balanced.
Thank you so much, sir. We are so glad you did justice to this topic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on this show.
Thank you.
So I'm sure you have some final notes or final message to leave our audience.
Yes, definitely, especially to the youth. You see, my final remarks will be more about your career choices, especially as graduates of theatre and media arts. You have very vast opportunities. Number one, I will advise, arm yourself with ICT skills. In fact, if you can become an AI creator, please, beyond your knowledge here, because what we have given you as graduates of theatre arts are what we can call catalysts, things that can make you to become whatever you want
Want
to
to
be.
be.
You can become whatever you want to
Want to
be.
be.
You can leave the theater and become a film producer,
Sir.
become a
Yes.
journalist,
Yes.
become a banker,
Yes.
become an industrialist.
Yes.
Okay, but to start with, all this, relating it to this topic, arm yourself with a very good knowledge of
ICT
AI,
skills.
ICT skills, because they will help you a lot. But don't rely solely on AI,
Right.
because AI has its limitations that are very many. You belong to a culture. That culture, your knowledge of that culture, being a product of that culture is your advantage.
Yes.
And this is a department that trains you to use your culture
Culture.
as a selling
Selling point.
advantage,
Selling
selling point.
advantage. Yes, sir.
Let me end it there.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're
We've
welcome.
come to the end of today's program. I remain your host, Oyinkosala Jennifer Isinkaye.